basically.
Oh,
Yeah, we wanted to just have some of you guys on, talk a little bit about the good old days of Machinima, talk about Halo 5 and how you guys are like the last bastion of really good Machinima creation.
Really good is in quotes.
Really good.
I don't have
Really
enough
good.
data to adequately judge that myself.
Yeah. I mean, like, thanks for the kind words and stuff, but like, I'm not gonna I don't know if I agree with you because like, there's still really high production Machinima out there, but like, again, you're talking about like the good old days of like Halo 3 where like a guy will just plug in his capture card and make a stupid video. Meanwhile, all Machinima is today, and like why I've lost a good amount of interest in Machinima is like nobody knows how to have fun anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's all like super
it's all serious.
Like,
yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, no, it's all super serious and like boring.
Yeah, and it's like they color correct it down, so it always looks like at night. It's all got motion blur. Every shot is green screen, and like it's all staticky. Like radio vocals was like Charlie Tango, have you taken a shot? And it's like fuck. I just want to watch a stupid video where a guy like bobs his head and talks in a stupid voice.
Yeah, no, I think of sort of like that one Machinima that you guys uploaded where it was, I forgot what it was that you took the audio from. It sounded not like a joke, but it was like, what was it about the gays eating the poopy or something?
Oh gosh.
Or the poo-poo? What was it?
I made that, yeah.
Yeah, and you just took that audio and you just made a Machinima out of it, and it was just like, I remember watching videos like this during the restarts.
Oh, good days.
Yeah. For context, I took the audio of like, and it was very real. It wasn't a joke.
Okay, it wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke. Of a doctor in Africa holding a presentation about why gay marriage should not be legalized in Africa.
And his defense was because they eat poop. Each other's poop.
Yeah. And it was like,
why are they putting the
I was
poop?
watching this and I'm like, oh my god, I have to make something out of this.
Oh, that was the ultimate cringe to listen to.
I think of your very, very popular soup.
Oh yeah.
You know, that old Machinima that you guys.
Yeah. That was just yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Like, what I also kind of always appreciated with the Halo Collective specifically, the lack of quality.
It's funny because it's true.
Where it's all like low quality, terrible production value, and it comes across as incredibly deliberate.
It is like like
the last thing Adam did.
Like
the crawler on Infinity.
I stand to the belief where if you're gonna make a shit post, it has to be shit. That's why they call it a shit post. And like, but like, of course, when I make something like The Professional or something, basically like when I make, or any of us make a Machinima and it's meant to be like high quality, like you'll know. But for the most part, when we make like a shitty little video, like part of the humor is that it is bad, and it is very deliberate. So, but I still remember like on the soup video, like some guy, like an SFM animator, thought that audio was from us, that we recorded that audio, and so he made like an SFM animation of the two elites like talking on the phone. Really? And then he credited us for the audio, and like we found it, and we're like, "Hey man,
you guys found it. It wasn't even you."
Yeah, we found it, and we're like, "Okay, we didn't make the audio. Like, we should probably tell this guy that."
What is?
Sorry.
No, it's. It's fucking stupid. Like I just like that. Like we found this audio.
I even thought it was our original content for.
Oh no!
I'm like, dude, this guy ripped us off. They're like, dude, Chris, what the hell's your problem?
It's just like, I think like what happened was one of us wanted to check the views on the video, and so we looked up like Soup Halo Machinima because we didn't feel like scrolling through all our videos.
I'm actually looking at it right now.
It might have been me.
Yeah, and then they're like, and then like they linked it to us, like, hey, like check it out, like someone like animated this, and they thought we did the audio because it came up in the search, and we're like, ooh, we should probably tell them that it wasn't us.
Let's see.
So yeah, we didn't yeah, it was just like we found it, but
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, so with you and I, Tyler, we started the Halo Collective.
Yeah.
And my idea was we're gonna trump Halo follower.
Oh
we're gonna
God.
make this professional and like you were fighting me tooth and nail to make it goofy and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or I don't think I was fighting you. I remember like the first video that I made, you were just like, fucking do whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I
made it I threw in a few jokes in there. And then I remember you're like, hey Tyler, the video's funny, but you know, we gotta keep it professional. We gotta keep it, you know, we want to Trump Halo follower. And I'm like, all right, cool.
We gotta be boring.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right, you're the boss. So like I did it. I threw in like one or two jokes every now and again. But then I remember you like messaged me in like a private message, and you're like, Tyler, forget everything I told you about keeping it serious.
Do it. Do it. And then it's like,
do it.
I think like somebody messaged you being like, why isn't Tyler funny anymore? But I don't know.
Or the and I'm so happy that like your will won out because now we have glorious things like the mixtape from Slipspace.
Oh my
It's
God,
so much fun. I still listen to it because I got high frequently.
Yeah, oh my God, the I got high cover with Halo, that was whew. But I can also
minutes.
I can say with certainty, because you know some of us YouTubers went to 343 and we had a lot of fun talking to them. People at 343 have heard it.
Really?
It did not go unnoticed by them. They are very, very aware.
Wow.
No way. Wow.
Why haven't we been featured on Waypoint then? What gives?
To the point, well, probably because
I said some bad words.
Yeah, but to the point where there was this barbecue before PAX that we up back in September, and I was waiting in line with one of the guys, and I won't say who it was, just, you know, to be polite, but while we were waiting in line, he was quoting, like, casually quoting, like, in our conversation as, like, jokes and references, like, the Because I Got High song, the cover.
No way.
Yeah, he quoted some.
That's cool.
Yeah, he quoted some lines.
Oh wow. Wow.
It was. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. No, they've heard it. They've heard it.
Oh wow.
What? So with you guys, what's kind of the future, do you think, for Halo Machinima? Do you guys enjoy making it, even if, like, you know, the views aren't crazy or whatever?
Yeah. Like before I get into my opinion on that, let me touch up upon like that thing about the views not being crazy. Okay, let me tell you about our fan base. Love them to death, but Jesus Christ, it's like, we always get comments where it's like, you guys should make more Machinima, and then one of us will be like, yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. I got an idea. Let's make a silly little Machinima, and we do, and then nobody fucking watches it, and so we don't bother.
Well, interestingly enough, I discovered recently that if your video is demonetized, it does not show up in your subscribers.
Oh wow, yeah.
Inboxes.
Well, as you know, Halo Collective's not the most popular channel ever. We got our monetization taken away because of we didn't meet the standards quite. So I'm sure that ain't helping.
At best, we'll get like 200 views on a video. It's exceptional to see a 400 view video lately.
We actually had like a little burst of 3 videos where they did really, really well.
Good. Yeah, the one I did audio for had like 400, 500 last I saw. I'm like, oh, hey, cool.
Lasky's video on installation 01 got like 1.5k.
Yeah.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Oh, he did the fake Halo 3 anniversary announcement.
Oh,
he did one of those.
Oh
like,
no, I did.
Man.
No, Lasky made like the completely unironic. Here's 10 reasons how Halo 3 anniversary can still happen.
Oh, that's right.
I made the video, which was literally just like posts from Halo Waypoint about people like seething with rage about Halo 3 anniversary, and then just put like an audio track of Homer Simpson laughing.
I'm thinking back to with the Halo Collective, you guys' video, the Reachening,
Oh
where
my
you're
God.
just like, here's an honest review of
good
Halo
times.
Reach, and it was you snapping the disc.
That was a series of videos. Like,
How many did we
like-
lose?
I believe we lost like 32 subscribers, possibly more.
Worth it.
Really?
A couple
People
snap
were
reaches
so
to
angry,
normal
it was
miss.
incredible. Like,
I
what
liked it.
happened?
And I thought it was
Uh,
funny. I loved Reach.
yeah.
I still enjoy it.
Like, I actually, like, there's a meme among the fan base. It's like, oh, Tyler fucking hates Reach. I don't hate Reach. It's my least favorite Halo game, and I have a lot to like. I have a lot to
And it's
complain
a
about.
lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be hyperbolic to make your
It
point.
is. It's very fun, especially when people are so passionate about Reach, but still hate Halo 4, even though Reach and 4 have the same gameplay problems. Now, see how many people will like point out what I said in the comments when I said that, and just focus on that. But like,
What do you think was the crowning jewel of Halo Machinima? Like, or not the crowning jewel, but the golden years for Halo Machinimas.
from
Like, what era of Halo?
I think
Was
like
it Halo 3 or Reach?
I consider them both the golden years for different types of machinima. Like Halo 3, the 2007 to 2010 was the golden machinima of like simple comedy. Just simple, you load up a video, you have a laugh, and there's not a whole lot to them, but it doesn't need to be. Like my favorite machinima of all time, Arby and the Chief. Those years when it was Halo 3, it's just stuff like that, and it was great.
You couldn't even go to school without everyone going, my rafflecopter goes swah, swah, swah.
Yeah, I remember that. Arby, like, John CJG, like, Arby and the Chief now, it's like an actual show, and it's really fucking good.
Okay.
It's a shame it doesn't get, like, that many views anymore, but, like, as Machinima went away from Machinima, like, John's views, like, plummeted. They didn't bother, like, they didn't, like, advertise it at all, and it lost all its viewership. Like, I remember, like, it was the final season at the time, but the second to last episode of Arby and the Chief season 7, they uploaded the video. All it said is like episode 24, no caps on anything, and it's just like, Jesus Christ. But and it's like, wow, like, and I hate to break it to, and I don't hate to say it because it's true, but like John CJG and Arby and the Chief made that channel. He made Machinima. But
Yeah.
so Halo 3
Yeah.
was the golden years of like comedy machinima, very basic comedy machinima, nothing wrong with that. Halo Reach was the golden years of like people trying new things and telling a story, like Rise of the Spartans or stuff like that. Like Arbiter 617 gets a lot of shit. The only thing I don't like about him is his voice acting is laughably bad. but like just everything he does in his machinimas and the stories he tells, in my opinion, like I can overlook that. It's fine. But Halo Reach was like when people started trying new things and tried to tell like more serious stories, and a lot of them like were pulled off. Now everyone's just trying to be grimdark and like
Every machinima, it's got the motion blur, the high production quality. Not that that's bad. That's great that they're so talented now, but it takes away from like the fun of like.
yeah.
I remember. Do you guys remember? This was my first ever instance of realizing that like, oh my gosh, people can like green screen things into Halo if they're good enough. It was a Halo 3 machinima that for the life of me I cannot find anymore. Called, it was something along the lines of a puppy in Halo 3.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh.
Yeah, where there's the little puppy green screen. He's like, it's a puffy. It was so dumb and stupid in hindsight, but I remember that being the funniest thing when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, but I do remember that. But I do agree with you that like a lot of like the machinima now, like from Pep's a buddy of mine, and I love his work. Digital Virus, I think, yeah, like it looks incredible, but it's always like grimdark, and it's like, where's the fun? Like,
yeah,
like it gets like tiring after a while. It's like Zack Snyder with his DC movies.
Superman's angry and miserable, Batman's angry and miserable, Wonder Woman's angry and miserable.
It's funny because I was about to bring up the gritty Batman versus Superman atmosphere several minutes ago, and I didn't. I'll shut up. So funny that you saw that.
Now, I'm not going to name any names, but I was part of a Discord server that was all about making machinima, and the head of the guys, it was I'm not gonna say it, but one of the heads of the servers had an ego about him, and like I remember like The Professional, the last 2 acts, I was so proud of them, and like I was reluctant to share it on there because I just made it as like back to basics. Everything's done in game, none of that green screen shit. And but I remember like one of the leaders of this like Discord pretty well said verbatim, like, if you don't have this in your machinima, if you don't have like VFX or this motion blur or the green screen shots, then it's bad. And that's kind of what's made me go like, oh, okay, this is where this media form is going. And it's like, well, that sucks. I remember like I debated with this guy, and he's like one of the bigger machinima creators out there now. I remember debating with this guy, but it's just like, none of that matters like if you got like a good script. And then he just counteracted that with, oh well, nobody knows how to write anyway, and it all sucks, so you got to make it look good. And it's just like, really? Like,
that's like, okay, nobody knows how to write, but what if they did?
Yeah, like, and I even brought up like John CJG is a terrific writer, and then he just says, well, John doesn't care about how his videos look, and it's just like, what? Like,
well, yeah, because he's a good writer.
Yeah, like I'm trying not to like plug and like brag, but like when I made like the machinima the Professional episode 3, act 1 and 2, like I remember like I sat down and I'm like, I want to write a good story, and I want the writing to do more than like the visuals on screen.
We should probably clarify that the Professional Halo Collective does a lot of machinimas and Halo news and stuff, and the Professional is like your baby series of machinima videos.
Yeah, it was definitely it was my baby. Yeah,
they're all poking fun. The fact it's called the Professional should give you. I remember, didn't you make it during the down period of Halo, or of the Master Chief Collection, when it was like everyone was miserable, it was broken and stuff, and you were like, I'm gonna make a machinima making fun of people who take the online sphere too seriously.
Yeah, basically. It was kind of like that. It was during like the low period, but what inspired the Professional? And I remember like, there was that whole Halo Collective debacle where a guy who helped run our channel got mad that we fired him and deleted it. So we lost the original like Professional video, had almost like 20,000 views, and they're gone. But yeah. So
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a lot more popular back in the day, but it's still doing all right now. But like I just remember like in that down period there was this like massive, like he was in the HCS, this massive like this biggest tryhard you ever saw on every Halo Facebook post, complaining about the Master Chief Collection, about the casuals and all of that, and I would always go and I would always mess with him. And until one day where I actually 1v1'd him, and for the first 3 kills I actually did try, and then after I'm like, oh, he's just hiding in the corner of lockout with a sniper rifle. Like, I'm not gonna win, because he knows this game inside and out. So I just messed around after that. But yeah, he would and he was serious. He was not self-aware about how much of a fucking idiot he looked like. And almost every line of dialogue from Strudel, which is the villain character in the Professional series, almost every line of dialogue in that first episode is almost taken directly from that guy.
Drawing from real truth is the best way to do that.
Did you guys make a machinima out of that Halo community copy pasta a little while back when that one douchebag esports player was like, casuals can go play against the Covenant?
No, but I wish we did.
You guys could probably do that. It would probably still be funny.
Yeah, I remember I wanted to, but I'm in university and like I'm not and I'm not finding a lot of time anymore, but like now a lot of my free time with Halo Collective is working on the second album.
Oh, there's more coming.
Yeah. So it's like I want to do more machinima. I got the
mixtapes from Slipspace.
Yeah, like definitely. Like I'm working on the second album. That's like where my mind's at right now. Like I want to do more little machinimas, and I'll probably do one when this semester's over and I got a week-long break.
Or you can help me with mine. Wink, wink,
or
nudge,
I can help
nudge.
You with yours.
Yeah, and
whichever works.
Everyone, get your reach, friends. I need body actors for that.
He needs body actors.
Yeah,
you guys.
I want a 16-player lobby at least for 2 scenes.
Oh, you guys should try opening Halo Collective a little bit up to like people who can submit their stuff to you, and you'll upload it.
Spread our legs. Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Do it again. No, do it again. Okay.
Do it again.
Remember, like we tried to revive fails and wins, and then nobody sent us any clips, and now people are complaining that there's no more fails and wins.
You guys should basically be like, if you have a hilarious machinima that's like 2 minutes long or whatever that you want us to upload as like a ship post. Like the way I describe like the Halo Collective to some people is it's almost like those on Facebook or
Grunt
Reddit,
posting.
Those. Where it's you follow it just for the memes every day, and it's like something really shitty and that's not exactly funny, but you laugh hysterically because it's so low effort.
Oh yeah.
Like that's why I'm subscribed to the Halo Collective, because it's like, oh, they uploaded something and it's like 30 seconds long and it's so shit.
Oh, so you get excited when you see a 30-second long video because you know it's gonna be a me.
Yeah, I have Halo Collective on my alerts for my phone whenever an upload comes from it.
Do you like go like, oh, when it's like a news video?
Well, that would be pretty great if, like, with the Halo Collective, if, you know, you guys sort of almost became this. I think of, like, those Forge hub style channels where it's all about Forge, or the news channels or the lore channel, but you guys are the Machinima channel of the new era of Halo.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
I'm okay
where
with
people
that.
can submit their Halo 5 Machinimas to you, and it could be terrible.
Yeah, we'll put up anything, and it's just like, oh, you know, it ain't our Machinima.
We'll put up anything.
I'm telling you, spread our legs, baby. Let them all in.
But one thing that I do like about like our fan base, and of course like our content, is you say like a good chunk of it is just like just intentionally like silly dumb shit. But and although I won't say low effort, to make something that's intentionally terrible is an art.
Yeah, no,
not have it be too obvious.
To make something low quality.
Yeah, and not have it be too obvious. It's an art. But I also like where on like our channel, where all of this like intentionally dumb shit is like what we're known for. Like the stuff that we put a lot of effort into also gets a lot of love. Like,
oh yeah. No, you guys have your own cult following, your usuals, your rogues gallery of commenters.
Yeah.
Like battle rifle.
Yeah, like I was like so worried. Like I remember when we released mixtapes from Slipspace, like Lore and I were like the main guys behind the album. I remember he was like fully confident, like, oh, it's generating a lot of hype, it'll do fine. But I remember when I like made the video, when I made it public, I was terrified that it would flop and like people would be like, and like there are songs on that where like some are like we were trying to be good, others are just clear memes, and like I was worried that like a lot of people wouldn't get it too, but I don't know. But it's just I remember I was just terrified where like people would ignore it and everything, but then it performed like well above expectations.
I just went, mixtapes from Slipspace on YouTube, and one of the thumbnails, I totally forgot it's the Prophet with the afro and the sunglasses and the little anime girl screaming. It's like the little anime girl screaming in the reflection of his sunglasses.
Like, oh boys, that's it.
The drooling anime chick.
That she's not well, she is screaming, but
Yeah, she's like completely drooling all over the place.
The kind of weeb shit Adam looks up all the time.
Dude, I love. Oh god.
But, and like
some of your other stuff.
Let me throw some love to Metalhead Spartan, even though he's like vastly more popular than us. He made like the music video. We didn't even ask him to. He just wanted to.
I didn't know that.
And like, yeah. He made a music video for us, and it has greatly like outdone the original album, but it's great. But he also has a lot more subscribers than us, but it's a great video, and like thanks to him, like our sub count's going up again. More people are checking out the album, and that's good.
Yeah, you should I'm going through some of the stuff, and I just scrolled past what appears to be a video, and I remember seeing this on my notifications when it popped up, and it made me laugh pretty hard because I could just visualize it in my head. The ramblings of a silent protagonist.
Chris, that's you.
Yeah, that was.
Chris, you make that.
That was terrible. That was real low quality. I tried to do good on, and I sucked dick.
There was It was just the title was enough to be like, oh, fuck.
And then Rookie. Yeah, my audio didn't come out as good as I wanted it to, so if I ever try that again, I have to make sure I do it semi-well. Okay, so I think we were talking a little bit about the future. I mean, well, you know what we could probably talk about is fucking the ones who started it all. Remember Red versus Blue?
Oh, Rooster Teeth.
No, not at all.
Which everybody, hey, you probably heard about this little thing. Everyone's still, I guess Red versus Blue is still popular.
Oh,
I
haven't
after the freelance.
I totally didn't watch any of that on Netflix earlier this morning.
I fell out of interest for Red versus Blue around season 10 when they did it in Reach. And the reason why I didn't like it was because like nothing happened. And it's like like literally the meat of the season is okay, Church is an AI now, and he's like in like a memory thing, and he's reliving his memories of Blood Gulch in Reach while flashbacks play and nothing happened. And I remember I'm like, I didn't like the flashbacks, and I remember saying like, if season 10, because that was season 9, if season 10 does this flashback shit, I don't want to watch the series anymore. And then first episode it does a flashback, and I'm like, oh okay, I'm done. But like that's another like we were talking about, like where did the fun go? That's another reason why I kind of fell out of love with RVB is like they tried to tell a story, which is fine, which is good, but it lost a lot of what made Red versus Blue good originally, which was just shitheads in a canyon being idiots. And it's just like the first few seasons of Red versus Blue are brilliant.
Still,
it's such a simple premise, but it works so well.
Yeah, and I always love the creativity that came from the fact that they had a production budget of like a couple quarters and some pre-chewed gum, and so that required that basically required that they had to be super creative with their writing to work around the limitations. And now that they have CGI, it's just like
No, I like the CG, especially like a lot of the fight scenes from the late Monty Oum in that series were like, holy shit, and a lot of it was over the top.
Anime fight scenes.
And I love that guy. I miss him.
Wasn't there one gimmick with a portal at some point? They had like a portal thing in the Halo 3 days.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about, but like
there's a whole fight scene with a portal.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was great with Tex.
It was a lot
Boundary.
of fun. But like that's the thing though, is that like these fight scenes worked with the series because they were so over the top in this comedy series, so it worked. And it's like they're fun to watch and they're over the top, so that's good. But and another reason like why the story of RVB doesn't work now is I'm just gonna fucking say it. Miles Luna and Carrie Shaw are terrible writers. Mm-hmm. They cannot write well. They're good at like character interactions, but they cannot pace a story. And I'm falling out of love with Ruby now too because of that. Because they because the writing's not there. Like they up their animation. They do it on Maya now. And everything looks nice and pretty. The only problem left is that the writing's still not that great, and that's the one thing holding it back. And that flaw is even made more apparent now that it's the only flaw. And it's like, whatever.
Yeah, Ruby I never got into just because I'm not a fan of anime. It's more of I'm not the biggest fan of cartoons in general, or even at this point TV shows, which is more so just because it's like, oh my god, I don't have time. Like I don't have time to deal with you. Just give me a movie.
I hear that.
But Ruby, I've heard it's not exclusive to you, and the Ruby community seems to be pretty not upset, that's too much of a, more so disheartened with the direction that Ruby is going in.
They're disheartened, but not for the right reasons.
Not for the right reasons. In my opinion,
at least. I'm also gonna say the Ruby community are filled with a bunch of fucking idiots. Like Halo.
Okay, they're all dumb.
I don't mean to sound smarter than them, because I'm probably not.
Like the Halo community.
Yeah, but
it's filled with a bunch of dummies.
Yeah, but it's like, but it's a different kind of dummy.
Okay.
Where my issues are with the writing and everything, because that's where the main flaw is. The majority of the Ruby fan base are still hung up that Monty isn't animating the fight scenes anymore.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Well, it's like the man's dead. Like Jesus, right?
Bring back Monty.
But I will admit, I'm probably gonna get, I don't know if I'll get flack for saying this, but because this might sound a little dark, but aside from the fight scenes, the animation of Ruby Volumes 1 and 2 is laughably god-awful.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I remember the point when I stopped watching Ruby episode 1. It was that shot of like a bunch of people walking down the street, and it looked so janky. It looked so janky. They were like swaying their hips for some reason,
and I was like,
motion
capture,
don't have.
That was it.
I was like, I don't have time for this, and I just turned off.
Yeah, like back in Volume 1 and 2, and everybody acts like that animation is superior, and like there isn't even proper lighting. And it's like, but it's like, it's clear Monty's talented. It's just he wanted to make a cool series where anime girls do flips and shit and fight, and that's cool. And that's what he wanted to animate, but like that's where he put most of the focus to. But still, that creates a problem where everything else looks like shit.
Yeah.
But Monty had like a natural flair for fight scenes. Like nobody could do those like he could.
It was almost all of his fight scenes were like dances.
Yeah,
it was so choreographed, and it was all momentum as well. Everyone was very weightless, and it was all about momentum.
Yeah, they were just a joy to watch, and it's like now, and nobody could do it like he could. Now everything about the animation has shot up in quality, except the fight scenes aren't as flashy anymore, and so Ruby fans think this means the animation's worse.
Okay, they're disgruntled by the choreography, and they think that means the animation is bad.
Yeah, it's like when Star Wars prequel fans say the prequels are better because the duels are flashier.
Remember when they fought on the lava planet and it was so emotional because the music was playing?
Or it's not even that. It's, oh wow, they're super like flippy moves and they're swinging their lightsabers a million fucking times a second. It's so cool. Yeah, that's basically where it stems from, and it's like nobody is complaining about the writing, which is like I'll agree, like the fight scenes aren't as flashy and fun to watch, but everything animation wise has gone up in quality, so that's fine. It's just like overall it's better. I'll take less flashy fight scenes for an overall better quality. That's fine. But everybody in the Ruby community just wants like fight scenes, and like, okay, the fight scenes were better in number 1, but the animation isn't better. But people are saying that the overall animation like looked better because the fight scenes are like this way, but the writing's the real problem. And it's like, fuck.
Gotcha. Man, that sounds like a problem for the Ruby community. Good thing I'm not a part of that.
I'm not really a part of it. It's just I made the mistake of like joining a couple Ruby groups on Facebook just because I wanted to talk about it. And it's like, well, okay. And then I left.
So has Red versus Blue and stuff. I mean, Red versus Blue. Whatchamacallit? Arby and the Chief. I feel like there was a third big machinima that I'm forgetting.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So there's Red vs. Blue, Arby and the Chief. I want to say Gears of Halo Theft Auto 5.
Because I wanted to bring that one up. That's my favorite. That's my number 1 I didn't get to say earlier. Gears of Halo Theft Auto 5.
Gears of Halo, man.
What are they gonna do? Tell their parents?
Yeah.
Shutting off the orphanage power?
Yeah, but I know what you mean, but like, I'm just thinking of other John CJG series like Hard Justice or One Life Remaining or Deus Ex Machina. But it's like, I don't know. Like, do you remember what it was about?
No, I just, in the back of my mind, there's that tiny part, primordial aspect of my brain that's like, you're forgetting something.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, the Reach era of Machinima, that helped a lot during the middle school years because I was bullied a lot in middle school, and lots of fun times comes from that. And Machinima was always the safe haven of just Googling Halo, Reach, Machinima.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, Machinima, that YouTube channel was called Machinima because of Machinimas.
Yeah. Then they tried to be a gaming news outlet and nobody likes them anymore.
Remember when they uploaded like actual Halo Machinimas and stuff and they were like terrible and low quality, and people were speaking over their Xbox Live microphones?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Thinking about that is...
Man, I remember back in those days. I remember the one thing I wanted to do more than anything was make a Halo Machinima.
Make a Halo Machinima.
That's the one thing I wanted to do more than anything, and it's just like, and it wasn't until I was in university that I actually made one.
And now that you made one, your life is fulfilled, and you got no reason to continue living.
Kill yourself.
Yeah, I can just fucking kill myself now.
Same brainwave. Nice.
I don't know. Nah. That's not like what I wanted to do with my life. It's just like I remember when I was like 11 and 12 watching Arby and the Chief and all of these different machinimas. I'm just like, oh, I want to do that. Like, I want to make one of those. Like, that's so cool. And then like, but it's funny because I never knew like the actual reason how to do it. Like, I remember I would go online, how do you make a Halo machinima?
How to make a Halo machinima?
And then it would go on about capture cards and shit. And then it's just like,
oh,
like I'm poor.
And like to a 12-year-old, or maybe I was just dumb. I was a pretty hyperactive kid. But
it was like a capture card. What the fuck? Like,
yeah, I remember like looking at this. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I guess I'll just figure out
how to make the footage look good when I hold the camera in front of the TV.
Oh god, I actually did that once.
Yeah, I've done that too. I didn't want to be the first person to say it, but I'm ashamed to admit yeah.
Oh my god. I think mine would probably be worse because mine wasn't a
Okay, go
machinima,
ahead.
more so as it was a Spartan and an elite acting out lyrics to the song "Just Lose It" by Eminem.
No.
And yeah, the only copy of it
ashamed-
is destroyed. It's been taken off of the YouTube channel, and you will never see it.
I'm embarrassed to admit that there is something of mine from a very old channel still there on the internet because I lost access to my YouTube
Oh no!
channel.
Oh my god!
It's still out there. And I know it's out there because I looked it up because I know the name of the video and I looked it up and I did digging and found it. So, and I'm hoping nobody else finds it, but that keeps me up at night that a really shitty machinima I made is still on the internet.
And somebody
somewhere.
will find it and be like, you know what? This sounds like a younger late night gaming, and then make the
Yeah,
connection.
somebody's gonna find it. I'm also very ashamed to admit that I didn't fully understand video editing at the time because all I had
God.
was this. I had a potato computer with like a terrible video editing software that came free with it. It was like barely a video editing software. It was arguably just you put the clip on the thing and then you play it. The end. And it was so what I did because I didn't get anything was I literally in between takes would stop recording and then play, with the next take or whatever.
Yeah.
And because of the way the camera worked, I'd have to it would sometimes, if I started talking too early, it would cut the video off, so it would cut me off a little bit. So every single time the camera changed perspective, there would be a pause, and then we ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Even if it's like in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, coupled with the classic
Oh, that's
of
beautiful.
like the internal fan on the camera.
I remember my parents, when I was younger, my parents bought me a video camera, and I would always make these dumb little movies with Lego, and like sometimes I'd get friends, and it's like I remember I didn't know what video editing software back then was. Like the camera would do all the takes it itself, and it would play them. So I thought, oh, that's how people do it.
Yeah.
And like I remember I was watching like a stop motion movie because I was obsessed with stop motion back in the day. Obsessed, sorry. And
I went through the stop motion phase as well.
yeah, I was obsessed with it, and it was like, how the fuck do people like? And I was watching a thing, and like there are people having like these clear conversations where the characters are still moving, and I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, do they say a word whenever they move like a joint? And so I tried that. Yeah, it was
Where you're like, and then you pause, and then
Yeah.
need. Like,
yeah,
I've done that as well.
yeah,
It's pretty embarrassing.
yeah.
Chris, do you have any embarrassing machinima stories?
The inner ramblings of a silent protagonist that you were talking about earlier. That was
Okay,
that was the
sure.
second attempt at something like that using ODST. My first one, I think, was a bit longer and had even worse audio. I think that got destroyed with the old channel. I'm pretty sure it did.
What was it? I don't remember.
The Rookie Sass's Dare or something like that, I think it was
Oh
called.
fucking hell! Yeah, I remember that. I'm sorry, Chris, but that was garbage.
Yeah, it was. It lives on in you. Fantastic. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, unnamed person, for in small part for destroying. If they want to wipe out this particular part of my history, that's fine by me. I'm gonna quote Halo on that.
I clapped because I know what that is, but
Thank you. Yeah, that was it was down at
Yeah.
the end of near the end of Data Hive when Rookie finds Dare. It's just like,
I
you've
remember
been
that.
here fighting alone. It's like, well, yeah, I kind of woke up after an impact, so and it's middle of the night, so no shit, lady. All this crappy stuff. I thought the lines were good.
I remember.
Audio,
I remember it was like
audio
it was like
terrible.
yeah. I remember it was like Rookie would recount something he did, and then like swear at Dare. I don't know.
Like calling her a useless twat or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
We're probably nearing the end of this because we're nearing up 45 minutes. Something I wanted to start probably closing some of these videos on it, and we definitely may have to do this again with maybe somebody. We could see if we can dig up an old relic from the Machinima days and do a video with him or her. You know, old Machinima creators.
Let's go for Gears of Halo 5.
So, do you guys have any very interesting stories from your childhood, like super embarrassing things that you did as a kid?
What, in general or Halo related?
Like, if you could think of, like, that was so stupid of me, like, as a little kid. Like, for example, when I was young, I didn't get that the garage door was actually a machine. I thought that there was a tiny man who lived in the walls because my dad told me. And so at nights, I would sneak downstairs and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and leave it in the garage for the man in the walls who operates our garage door.
Adorable. That's awesome.
So, like, that's an example of a dumb thing. Do you have any very dumb stories from when you were a kid?
Oh.
Do I really want to?
I have two, if I can share.
Oh,
Do it.
Okay. I'll go with like the less extreme one first. So it was in gym class, I believe, in like first grade, first or second, I can't remember. But like I remember something happened, and I either forgot or my gym shorts were like just fucked up. I can't remember. But I remember I had a pretty long shirt from the gym, and my fucking 6-7-year-old brain is like, you know what? This shirt's long enough. They'll assume you're wearing pants.
What?
Oh no!
They'll think you're wearing pants. And,
what? Wait, how old were you?
I was 6 or 7. I was like even now, like I've always had like I was always a goofball, and like I don't know.
So you just didn't have pants in gym? You just had a shirt on?
No.
What?
I went out, and of course, like, you know, everybody, like, you know, pointed, laughed, like, he's got no pants. So, and then at that point, I was like, all right, I'll just wear my regular pants. And nobody really talked about it at all after. People forgot it pretty, everybody forgot it, like, as quick as it came. So it didn't matter in the end.
So that was your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
At that age, now it's professional and being
Now it's a fucking Halo meme channel. That's what I'm known for now.
I'm quite content with that. I'm not expecting to make money off it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Big whoop.
Chris, what's your embarrassing?
Let's see.
And Tyler, I think you had one more. You said.
I had one more. I'll tell it after Chris.
Okay. Let's see. I've tried to repress so much because I've really hated my past. Here's one from grade school. We call it elementary in America, but yeah, you know, grade school.
We call it elementary up here too, you dick.
Okay, fine. Eat cock.
Yeah, fuck you.
Canada. Fuck. I don't know.
Canada.
Can of fuck. That's the one. Or Canuck.
Bitch, you were literally being led by an actual reality TV host. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay. I was a young twat.
Okay.
I was third grade. God, it might have been first grade. Anyways, it was a long time ago. One of my friends back in that day was. She wasn't fat or anything. She was tubby for her age. Big freaking whoop. No. Now that I think back, I'm just like, really, there was nothing wrong with it. For some dumb reason, like we were doing some stupid little Crayola art project or something like that, like those long square tables. She was straight across from me at the other end of it. For some dumb reason, I cannot recall why. I just like talked to the guy next to me and just like, you know, that girl could. Do you think that girl could lose a little weight? I just like looking back. I'm like, dude, can I throw a brick back through time at my own head? That's the only reason I want.
Is that your embarrassing story?
That's all I can really remember.
Okay.
No. Okay, so I got one. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, so I looked bad at her feelings, and I apologized later.
I thought that like that story was gonna lead because you were doing a Crayola art project. I thought that story was gonna lead into like.
No.
everyone had to like draw like another kid in the class, so you drew her as just a big fucking circle.
That would have been admittedly much funnier. But no,
Yeah.
I got a better story. That's from when I was in junior high. Okay,
What?
you want to wrap up with Tyler's, or you want to hear mine first?
Let's hear Tyler's, and then we'll go back to
Okay,
All
you're
right.
gonna like this.
All right. So this was about a year or two after the pants incident.
you. Okay.
So, I remember back in the day, I used to be like big on Pivot Animator. That's like a little stick figure thing. And I released a compilation of animations I made, and, and some guy like, you know, told me they sucked, which they did. And now you see the past little while, being the little rebel I am, or was this in grade 6? I can't remember. But being the little rebel I was, I would stay up late and watch Adult Swim, and I was quite fond of a
Nice.
show called The Boondocks. And the Boondocks, because it revolves around like a lot of black characters who come from the hood, and it's a great show, but they say the N-word a lot.
Oh no.
And back then, I didn't know what that meant. I just thought it was an insult. So, and so this guy, like said, like, your animations suck. So my direct response to him was shut the fuck up, N-word, like hard on.
Oh no.
And I didn't know what it meant. And so like.
Dink burn, yo. To yourself.
And so like.
Oh, 8-year-old you.
Yeah, it was like 8 and 9-year-old me just calling someone the N-word. And it was like, and a friend of mine, his mom was like looking through like YouTube comments because like he like responded to someone on it, and then like my friend's mom saw it and she called my mom. And it's like you just called someone else an N-word. And
The
my
old
mom's like,
betrayal.
yeah, and then like, and my mom like came down and talked to me. I didn't get in shit, but she like said like, Tyler, do you know what that word means? And I'm like, yeah, you're basically calling him an asshole, right? And she's like, no, no, it's not. And then she explained to me like what that word meant, and yeah, so that's the story of how I did PewDiePie before it was cool.
I understood that reference. That was great.
Hell yeah.
Oh, frick.
Alrighty. And now you're Chris.
Okay, before I finish up with the one I was gonna say, I gotta tell my quick little mini story about the N-word.
No.
I was in junior high, and I didn't know how bad that was. So I had my buddy Mickey over. He's of Asian descent. You need to know this.
Oh.
And I think it might have been the same day that he played with my little, like, teenage recurve bow or whatever, and the idiot shot a blunted arrow into my freaking inner window and broke the corner of it. That may have been a separate story or not, but in any case, I don't remember why, I ended up referring to him as the N-word. And he's just oh, Chris used the N-word. And my mom, Christian Jason Atkinson, shrieks out loud.
Did she whisper yell like that too?
My full name. She's like, okay, Mickey's going home. And I got sent to my room as a teenager for using that word.
Oh my God.
I had no idea. Oh my gosh.
All right, so what was your other embarrassing
Final
story?
story. Junior high. Halo 2 System Link party. I did not really get into Halo until I was about that age. So I was over at my friend's house a couple streets away, like late into the night thing, and they're like doing it on their back patio. The System Link goes from the front room to a bedroom and to the back patio under a cabana or whatever. It was really cool. And I got kind of tired in the middle of the night, so I actually found a comfy spot on a kitchen rug to kind of curl up. I fell asleep there, and I woke up surrounded by Care Bears.
Oh my
At a
God.
Halo party with a bunch of junior high and high school students and a couple actual adult people who had recently graduated. Just like,
Oh, so
and they
you
took
got pranked.
pictures and everything.
Oh no.
It was awesome.
So you got pranked.
I got dunked on.
Yeah,
it wasn't
dad
really
done.
planned. They seized the opportunity, and I was stupid enough to take a freaking nap, surrounded by like a dozen guys who had a couple sisters. One of them actually had a crush on her at the time, so they took the little sister's Care Bears. And
That could have been a lot worse.
They decked me out. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I wish that
You
picture
know
was
when you were
around.
describing it, like I fell asleep surrounded by a bunch of guys. That could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have. Well, I'll take my blessings that I grew up in a neighborhood that doesn't have people like that.
Yeah.
Think get violated.
Alrighty, that's we're reaching an hour now. That was.
Yup, I got
I
57
think
minutes.
we could.
Yeah.
I think we could probably call it a day.
I think so, too.
Whatever time I upload this.
Afternoon.
Alrighty, guys, that was a lot of fun. We got to do this
Tough
again.
evening,
Hell yeah,
morning,
thanks for having me
afternoon.
on. And Chris.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, man.
Yeah.